So one thing I was thinking that might be a good idea is for us to go over everything that is currently done to the, I don't know, project to be named, you know, Can-Am, right when we first got it. Be fun to look back on stuff later, but previous owner installed, it has a 4,000 pound Super ATV winch. It's got a set of the Super ATV tubular control arms, and it has the Super ATV pin locker conversion. So the 2017 and 2018 X3s came with the Visco lock front diff, which isn't exactly that great for, you know, I guess depending on what you want to do. If you want to do rock crawling, not that great. Desert racing, I don't know that it necessarily totally matters. But anyway, previous owner, he did the pin locker conversion, and he did a set of these Rhino 2.0 front axles. The reason being, the regular stock X3 front axles for the Visco lock front diff are tiny, like they're like pencils. So did those. Came with some nice upper and lower ball joints and stuff. It does have a set of shock therapy springs on it. It is not revalved, but it also does have a set of the shock therapy, you know, limit straps on it, which is awesome. As you guys may know, if you have been around an X3 very much, the sway bar end links, especially on the front, are very, very prone to breakage. So it's got shock therapy end links and has a shock therapy steering rack, which, as you guys know, I am a huge fan of. It also does have a rock light kit as well, and you can see right here is one of the signals because it does have a street legal kit on it. It did have a light bar up here, but it has a 50-inch curved light bar up there on the roof. As you can see, mirrors / mirror lights, and it also does have the rock block, you know, front and rear kind of fender extensions, I guess you could call them. So we got a set of 31-inch TerraMaster tires on some Tusk wheels. We also did get the stock XRS black beadlock wheels, and it does have the Bighorn 2.0 tires on them still. They are in really good shape, like not new, but dang near. So moving on to the inside of this thing, as you can see, PRP steering wheel and PRP quick release, you know, steering wheel. Also does have the Razorback belt temp gauge. So this is the same XTC street legal kit that I have in the other Can-Am. So also it does have a set, as you can see right there, the lighted whip button. It does have a set of 5150 whips that it did come with. Those are just in the back room. So also has the super fun drift brake setup. That way you can, you know, pull that, basically just a hydro. So pull that, it just locks up the rear tires only. Makes drifts and stuff like that a lot of fun. So, and winch setup inside the car. This button used to be a horn, but he said it died, which no worries. Also came with a cover, which is awesome. And the door bags. And then also, lastly, it did come with the Tusk latch link style harnesses. So not SFI approved or anything like that, but still a much better harness than the stock ones. Now moving towards the back, I'm 90% sure that's a first generation SMB particle separator. But either way, does have an SMB particle separator, which is awesome. Has the rock blocks back here by the rear tires, because anybody with an X3 and 14-inch wheels knows without those, your 14-inch wheels are going to be history. So does have the shock therapy rear sway bar link kit, as well as the quick release, you know, pins here on the belt box. So I think that is about everything on here. Spare tire mount is just a bolt that bolts through. So, oh, does have shock therapy billet rear radius rods and an EMP rear hitch receiver. So it doesn't really look to me like it's been used for anything other than like recovering the vehicle, but does have that. So overall, fairly stock vehicle. Oh, actually, I just noticed it also has remote battery terminals. That's pretty cool. I did not know that. Huh, sweet. Anyway, as you can see, like they're still riding on the exhaust. You can see where the old barcode used to be on the muffler. Like these are signs of a vehicle that has not been used a ton. As anybody knows, like once you get an exhaust super muddy and stuff like that, it almost never comes clean again because it all gets baked on there, especially the cat, and all that stuff is fairly clean. So like I said, I kind of figured it'd be a little entertaining just to do a quick walk around of this thing before I'm going to say cut into it. We're not really going to like cut into it too much. Hopefully it's just a lot of like unbolting stuff, and I'm praying that we can make that bad girl fit in there without having to chop the whole rear end of the chassis. So in one of the previous videos, someone left a comment that someone else has done this and ish. So they are still using, it's Serra, S-E-R-R-A. I think it was Performance. I think it was. Super sick car. It's been in the side-by-side blog videos and stuff like that. There's only a few videos online floating around of it running. They use it for drag racing and stuff. But it's got a Hayabusa with a turbo in it, so same as what we're going to do. But it still uses the CVT well, I guess it's a CVT clutch / transmission setup. And it used like the stock X3 rear end. That way it still has four-wheel drive. They don't shift the Hayabusa motor at all. That's, to me, the big key here is I want paddles like a Ferrari so that way I can be banging gears and drinking gas and hauling ass. So I'm going to try to get a hold of them. If you guys know of a way that I can get a hold of Serra Performance, I would love it. So I'll put a link in the description to the couple videos that I've like had people share with me. I would love to get a hold of them because I want to know how in the world we're going to make the Busa motor fit back here. I really do not want to have to chop the rear end of this and stretch it, you know, back. If we have to, we'll cross that bridge when we get there, but I really would like to figure out how to make this thing fit as it is. So I have a couple things that I need to finish up on the Honey Badger from the last race. So as you can see, the front bumper's a little messed up. A little hard to tell from this side, but that radiator has a solid banana curve to it and stuff. Yeah, that side you can tell a lot more. So have a new radiator and new fan and a couple other things that I need to put on here to finish this up. I want to get this back on the ground again and mobile before I start on the Hayabusa. So reason being, if I got to work on my truck or something like that, I really want to make sure that I have a bay available in the shops that I can do it. So yeah, so hopefully this project will be fairly interesting and stuff. I'm going to try to get videos out to you guys once a week, and we're going to see where this whole thing goes. So first stage of this build is basically going to be crude and ugly. I just want to see if it works, because I'm not going to put a whole ton of time into doing like really nice wiring harnesses and everything else like we did on the Honey Badger, just because I have no idea if that transmission is going to live. So I really want to just get it in there, get it going, let's go test it, and let's start beating on it. And if everything seems to work, then we'll start adding a turbo, we'll add paddles, we'll add an auto blipper for downshifting and stuff like that, and clutchless upshifts, and we'll really start having fun with it. But until then, we're gonna see where this thing goes.